Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's the guy who, like Julie Chen, is ready to...
Let it rip.
Yeah, let's go. I'm Rob Cesternino. Everybody, welcome back to Thursday night, which maybe we might be blanketing here during this episode as we asked for a HOH competition on a Thursday night, but stumbled from the multiverse into the darkest timeline here tonight as we have our new HOH. And it is the daddy who sat thrice on the block is now in the HOH room for the second time and here with reactions to everything tonight. Back with us, Taran Armstrong. Taran, how are you?
I guess I'm ready for daddy.
Tiny Vito came home to daddy.
Yeah.
More than just the tiny Vito at this point. I don't know. It's...
Yep. Yep. There he is. He's here. Okay. Back with us. Excited to have Mari forth. Mari, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to speculate. At least we have an HOH to speculate on, you know.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I refuse to call Cameron daddy though, so I'm just putting that out there right here and right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And then all right. Well, and let's check in. Kirsten, how are you?
Not good, Rob. It started with he said thrice and daddy in one sentence.
Yep.
Then there was the fart competition, of course, the night that I have to be on. And then he won the HOH. So, not good. But this is Big Brother.
Yep.
I don't get what I want in Big Brother. So I'm just going to have to try and deal with it.
Okay. All right. Well, we will process and work through everything that we know here at this hour. Taran, did the feeds come back up after the competition or are they going to be after the West Coast?
So far, they have not come back up, which is very disappointing.
Okay. All right. So we'll keep you posted if there's any updates to speak of here tonight. But yeah, so we got our first non-completely unanimous vote of the season as 2 votes went the other way. One of those 2 people blindsided tonight ends up winning the HOH. Red goes out of the house, gave Julie Chen Moonves absolutely nothing here in the exit interview. A great departure from when Heisem came out and was so much fun in the exit interview with Julie. Again, she's going to do an extended interview with him tomorrow. I don't think we need it. I think we got everything with Red.
I think he was shocked. I mean, he was still... Like, that was a man struggling to hold everything in and together. Like, he was on the verge of, like, a full-on breakdown, I think, like, tears-wise.
Let's see it. Come on.
That man was evicted in overalls with no shirt on. Like,
listen,
it's not worse than no shoes, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Brian Scally said it best when we said free the nipple. We didn't mean that nipple.
Wrong nipple.
Yeah. The sad thing is he would have really loved Name That Toot.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Red. You would have loved Name That Toot.
Yes. Yeah. You know, and we had a red and a blue in the house, and it was all leading up to Name That Toot here tonight as a competition to name the colored farts determined the next round of the high stakes game that we have dedicated 3 months of our life to. Okay, so we'll talk about all that and more. Get your questions in tonight. I think we could take some questions later on in the show. But Taran, could you give us the quick synopsis? What's your forecast here for a Cameron HOH? How bad is it for some of the fan favorites?
It could be anything. I mean, it really... Anything that Cam was planning to do doesn't really matter because he just got blindsided by that vote. And he's going to be looking for answers. Or no, what am I talking about? He's going to know what the answers are. And whatever he comes up with is going to be his new plan. And it could be a number of things. But we know that the only reason he didn't strike at the core of the former professors, now known as Legend 25 Alliance, It's because of Red. Red said, no, I trust Cirie. Don't do this. I want to keep the alliance together. And Cam said, all right. And now Red has taken the fall for that idea. And now Cam is free to do whatever he wants. And on top of that, there's a lot of information circulating around that could very easily get to Cam and point him in a particular direction. So a number of things could happen, including an exact repeat of what happened in his first HOH, where he nominates Jag. Jag doesn't say anything about the alliance and then gets voted out unanimously. That is also a very foreseeable outcome.
Yeah. Is it also possible that people go to Cameron and say, it was Corey in America? They talked us into it. You know how much power they have in this house?
Yeah.
Taran, correct me if I'm wrong. When he thought that Jag was going, his thoughts on noms was America in blue with a Corey backdoor.
Well, he was talking to Legend 25. And their plan, the stick to the plan, was America Corey, Jag, Jag would have been gone. American Corey, or American Blue would have been the noms. But he had expressed that he doesn't feel like America's really worth targeting. And so like it also depends on who he was talking to. Like to Legend 25, he was saying that, but he obviously wasn't really in with Legend 25 at that point. He was talking to like Jared and Matt about certain things, but they also just blindsided him. Jared did warn Cameron that that Felicia was trying to flip the vote. So they might be trying to point him at Felicia. They're definitely going to try and point him at America. They're going to try and point it back at Jag. It could go so many different ways.
Yeah.
And it could flip a million times. It flipped 9 times alone just Saturday this week, right? So
yeah.
Who knows?
Well, speaking of the flipping, that there was some talk today about the flipping of the house. Taran, could you talk a little bit about Steakgate and Quesadilla Gate?
Rob, I'm upset about this. Why are you bringing this up to me? Because listen, Rob, Julie was like, oh, guys, up until the last minute, they were discussing this vote. We're going to get our first non-unanimous vote this season. It's going to be a blindside. She was teasing me just like the players teased me. Just like how this morning, Mimi woke up fresh from a night of quesadillas, steaks, and pranks from Jag and Matt. And she said, Jag's got to go. He's too close to Matt. They're going to pull in Corey in America. They're going to pull in Cam. They're going to make a whole alliance. Jag's got to go. She convinced Felicia. And then Cirie and Izzy were like, no, Jag doesn't have to go. In fact, how dare you suggest such a thing? We're going to blindside you, Felicia and Mimi. We're going to make it a 6-4 vote. We're going to make it real fun. We're going to make blindside half the house. And it was still looking like that when the feeds went out. And we knew that there was a very good chance that they'd tell them before the vote.
Yeah.
And then they did. And it was 8-2. And Julie was like, oh, it's not unanimous. It's a blindside. And I was like, not the one I wanted, though.
Yeah.
Not the one I was promised.
Yes.
Just like, imagine they go to do like the 6-4 situation and one person flips and suddenly we've got a 5-5 and it's a tie and Jared gets to like, that's what I wanted. I was like, these people are just cracked enough that we could accidentally end up in a tie if the things just go exactly right. But of course they did not go exactly.
Yeah. And did you guys see it? That somebody pointed out in the chat and I had to rewind it on my DVR. Did y'all see Corey's mouth? Like, at his vote
with the mustache?
No, we'll talk about the
Robert,
mustache.
Don't call it a mustache.
We will talk about that facial hair situation. But no, in his voting booth, he goes to vote, and you can hear him say red, but his mouth looked like it says Jag. Taran, what's going on?
I was looking into this before we started the show because there's a conspiracy theory that is floating around.
I don't know
that Corey actually voted for Jag to leave, but the audio sounded like red. We have a dress situation
But like,
But
what is the purpose of production conspiring to lie about Corey's vote so that it's an 8-2 instead of a 7-3? Like, I think we all,
can we get the clip? Can we?
Okay. Let me see what I can. Okay.
We have to go touch grass.
Do you have it? Is it on Twitter?
Yeah,
okay,
it's on
here.
Twitter.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's bring it in. Okay.
I'll direct message
Okay.
you.
All right.
There. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Please
let's
cast
see.
your vote to evict.
I vote to evict red.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now play it without the audio.
Okay. Is Matt here to be able to help us out with the lip read? Okay. All right.
I feel like the mouth movements to say red versus jag are not that different.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
That's what I said. We need to take a break and go
What
outside
happened
and
to us?
touch.
It's
the
not a
grass.
We used to be normal.
I did it on my own
Yeah.
DVR.
Yeah.
I did it on my
What's
own
happening
DVR.
here?
The same thing happened.
No,
Shut
Mari,
it down. Shut it
Guys,
down.
Mari, you just need
That
to
would
take
make
a
about as
small
much
break
sense
from
as
the
what
podcast
before you
and go
vote.
outside
Yeah.
and touch
All right,
the
Sam,
grass,
take this
please.
off.
I'm
Take this
begging
off.
everybody to go outside.
Are we not looking at the same thing? I
No,
don't know. I can't explain it, but it looks
I think
weird.
his mustache messed it up. Yeah, Brooke is right. Yeah. Yeah.
That does not qualify as a mustache. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What's
that's
his
true.
mustache?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know. I think we went too far down the
He
rabbit
said
hole.
Yanni.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it was a little
Oh my
early
gosh, that's so
for the red jag conspiracy. That's the end of the podcast.
I mean, I don't care. I don't care what the vote actually is. I just think that's like really weird that his mouth does not match the word.
Mari, say red and say
Red.
jag. Your mouth
Jag.
does the same thing almost.
Red. Jag. Nope. Nope.
You're switching it on purpose to feed into a
I'm not. So you're telling me that it looked exact like what he was saying looked on par with his lips. It did not.
I think if you have a tinfoil hat on and you want
say
to
it with
believe,
say it with a half Corey smirk,
with a
because I think that makes a difference.
yeah.
red. What am I saying? Am I saying red or jag?
Say I vote to
Yeah.
evict red, and then say I vote to evict jag.
Rob's like, guys, come on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. According to Zach Wertenberger, he says that Corey grew up with a speech impediment. He's bad at saying R's. Okay.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
According to Zach Wertenberger.
Okay.
So I'm all for the conspiracy theories. I just don't know why this one just doesn't make any sense. There's
I
no
just-
why there.
I'm just saying, I heard red. So I believe he voted for red. So I was just wondering what his mouth was doing though.
I think this
Mhm.
must have been started by people who in my stream bet that it was going to be a 7-3 vote, and they're just looking for justice.
Yes.
Not-
because-
What's the
Doesn't
payout
matter.
for
Making
7
me
to
seem
3?
crazy here.
Yeah.
Like, did we all not just see his mouth not add up to the word he said? Am
Mari,
I
I don't-
tripping?
I don't think
Okay,
you're crazy.
whatever.
I think that we all need to take a step back.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So should we talk a little bit about the events leading up to Red ultimately going home? We got to see a little bit about Red's the reuniting of Legend 25, of getting everybody back together in one room, and then they start to think, wow, I guess Jared and Cam could get back together. We brought the alliance back together.
Red and Cam, yeah, that's
Sorry.
Mhm.
there was a moment where they were like, wait, we don't want that to actually happen though.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was always going to
Hmm.
happen. Jared was so convinced. He was like literally 24 hours before the segment where he's talking to Red and he's like, oh, they're going to get back together. He was like, Corey, listen to me. I know these things. You don't understand. They will never get back together. The things they said, they can't come back from that. It got way too personal. You don't understand people like I do. You weren't there. It's never happening. 24 hours later. Okay. So Corey, I think Red and Cam might get back together. So we're going to have to vote Red out. And so you'd be okay with that, right? Because I'm just explaining to you that I had a conversation with Red and I got the read that he was going to get back together with Cam. So
yeah, that's the thing about men, that they just get back together very easily.
Yeah, that's what Mimi said, and I believe
Yeah.
her. And we've been saying it all
Mhm.
week.
Yeah,
You know.
she's not quoting anybody with that quote, right?
Oh, I hope not.
Okay.
Probably like Chelsea Handler.
Okay. So yeah, this is a chance that Red and Cameron could get back together. Although I guess they never did.
No.
Mm-hmm.
They had a conversation today. Well, I say conversation. Cam talked at Red today, and he was like, "I've given you your space, but I hope we can have a conversation at some point."
Well, yeah,
Red did not
I
respond.
found out at the end that Cameron voted to keep him, so I'm sure that we'll be seeing lots of shotguns tagged #chillers in the couple months from now.
Cam and Red will get to have many conversations during next summer on the Cam and Red Big Brother podcast.
Do not speak it into existence. Take it back.
That was one of Cam's biggest regrets. After the breakup, Cam was like, we had planned on podcasting together.
Oh man,
we had all these plans. And now what's gonna happen?
Okay.
Take it back. Please, I beg. Take it back.
Okay. All right. So that was going on, and we were dealing with the vote. There was a lot of talk about, okay, well, maybe we need to end up to avoid Cameron and Red getting back together. This can't be as bad as Jag staying. I mean, it didn't really seem like there was anything about that. It was a positive for Jag to stay. It was just only a bad thing if Red and Cameron could get back together.
Yeah, that's what they showed on the show. We do know for a good portion of the week they were afraid of Jag. The reason why Jag went on the block was because he had so many people behind him. But I think Serena and them felt like they could control Jag more than they could control Red and Cam.
Yeah,
and not a good call.
Kirsten, did you have any thoughts about Red's birthday party?
I think that we should have more Big Brother strategy happening with tiny party hats. That brought me a lot of joy personally. I think, people love their birthdays or hate their birthdays. And it seemed like they were trying to make him like his birthday. And that might have backfired.
Yeah. Look, he got a birthday in the house.
I mean, at a certain point, I feel like birthdays aren't as important. Like he's knocking on 40's door. I feel like there's not really significant birthdays.
How dare you?
Other than I guess 40 will be significant, but most birthdays don't matter that much anymore after you're hit the big ones, Does that make sense?
They matter more and more the older you get.
Yeah, it's what you make of it, Kirsten.
It's even greater blessing that you have survived another year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, Red's birthday is going to be forgotten. This will not be a Big Brother Pantheon canon event. We will forget about this.
Absolutely not.
They did do him a solid with the birthday. They all got up very early to work on this breakfast.
Made me an exquisite breakfast with all the accoutrements.
All the accoutrements.
Oh my God. I did not cash that on the first go round. You did not need to pull that, right?
Is this Jeff's new? Is Jeff gonna steal this? Is this gonna be his new catchphrase for Survivor?
I need nobody to say that.
What's Survivor Jeff? Like the spiritual Jeff that comes and gives him catchphrases? Because
Survivor guy,
man. Yeah,
Survivor
guy. Yeah,
Survivor Man is gonna come to him and say, "Here's your next one. It's accoutrements."
It's Survivor guy is gonna go up to Red and say, "Sorry for you."
Yeah.
After this episode,
sorry for you. Yeah. Okay. So we got an Americori segment. Americori is getting more and more attention on the show. Okay. Kirsten, what do you think about America talking about how, Corey is this boyfriend lump of clay that she is going to mold to be the guy that she wants him to be?
I think that if America were not in the Big Brother house, she wouldn't be wanting to take on a project. I don't think any woman is it sounds great to me. A project. I want that on top of everything else,
Why? So I saw the movie He's All That.
Oh God.
and I'm sorry for you. Okay. But I really like America. I really like Corey. I'm glad that they're not like full blown.
Wow.
Like exactly showmance, because I think that would be less endearing. So I'm happy with where they're at. I do think if you're going to experiment with facial hair, I think you need to you can't do it in the Big Brother house unless you're like one of those people that can grow a full beard like that, you know? And
like Red.
I feel like a lot of people can't do that, you know?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I just think maybe if you want to experiment with a mustache, you have to let it get to the full mustache phase before you enter the Big Brother house. That would just be my advice to future contestants.
Yeah, it's like, you know, everybody goes through like struggle hair period, struggle, you know, the struggle beard is real. I good luck to Corey, I guess, in growing it out. But honestly, I can't believe America is making him hold on to that. I think, his mom does not like it. Shout out to
it just looks
she
crusty. It just looks crusty right now because he's so young and it's so fresh and new. Like in a couple of years, I do think that Corey will look really good with a full mustache. I think that look will work for him. He's just not there yet, and it's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
Is this the point where this is the point where he's supposed to like shave it off and it's supposed to come back thicker?
Yeah. Is that
I think that was a myth. Is that true that it will come back thicker?
I think you gotta let it grow. You gotta let it get to a point. Then you shave it all off, and then it is supposed to come back thicker. I think that's true.
I don't know. I think it's endearing. I think that, I mean, he's having fun with it. He called it the world's worst facial hair. It got the...
I've seen worse than that. Like, it's not the worst.
But at least he's like, he's embracing it. He's not walking around thinking he has like the best mustache.
Yeah.
And like, I do think like Corey's like a little cutie. Like I'm not like trying to be a hater. And I think I might be coming across that way, but I'm a Corey's horror. Okay.
Maybe, do you think, is it too much bronzer that he's putting on, that maybe if he was putting on less bronzer, you could see the mustache better?
I actually think the bronzer is really working for him. I think that it is a major glow up what's been going on with Corey with the bronzer.
Okay, so the project is working.
The bronzer is an A+.
The project overall is a success, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Taran, but isn't this like classic Big Brother? People get bad haircuts, experiment with bad facial hair, they straighten Tyler's hair. Like, you're bored in the house.
Yeah, you're in your own little world. Like, it feels like you don't have the same kind of responsibility to like not experiment with things like that, where like you'd be seeing the same people. Like, it feels like you're locked in this tiny little box, and you know that it's being broadcast, but like, I think it gets in their head that like that's only on ceremonies. You know what I mean? Like we only need to get nice and pretty for ceremonies, and so I feel like that really frees you up to experiment with things. And so yeah, we get it all the time. And Corey also loves like throwing on the robe, throwing the little sash of the robe up on the head for the headband.
Yeah.
You know, it just feels cool. You know.
I'm sorry, that robe makes him look younger than he actually is.
America hates the robe.
It makes him look like he's like in his mom's bathrobe. Like I don't,
but
I don't like
he can like swoop it.
I mean, like, but like a bathrobe isn't supposed to be fitted.
I know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are those like one size fits all? So I go get mine's huge. It's giant.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to get it right now. It's fine.
No, it's too hot up here anyway.
We're trying to help America with
yeah. Now, also, did Corey officially call America girlfriend in the diary room?
He did.
She also said boyfriend.
Okay. So this is something.
Yeah.
Are Jared and Blue boyfriend and girlfriend?
Rob.
Nobody's boyfriend and girlfriend. I think they made them say that.
I think that Jared probably likes to avoid labels. Just
His
the vibe
person.
I get.
He likes to say my person. Yeah. Yeah.
Situation for sure.
Yeah. Situation, person. Those are the words that Jared ends up using. Okay. So All right, it looked like that for Jag it was bad, but then it turned around and we got to eviction night and we got to our speeches. Taran, did Red know he was going home, or was his suspicion raised? Was he on red alert?
So part of the
funny,
beauty of this morning is that that they have been pushing him to be anti-Felicia for so long that when Felicia and Mimi started trying to flip the vote to keep Red got suspicious that Felicia was trying to flip the vote, but he thought he was already staying, so he thought she was flipping the vote against him, when in reality she was flipping the vote for him. And so Suri and Izzy, who were annoyed at Felicia for trying to flip the vote for him, complained to Red about how Felicia was trying to flip the vote. And Red was like, oh, that darn Felicia. She's trying to get me evicted, when she was actually trying to save him. And so he thought that there was something going on, but he thought that it was under control. And what he said to Bowie is that I'm going to keep my speech short and sweet. But if I get evicted, I'm calling Felicia out. I'm going to call her out right in front of everyone. Tell everyone not to trust her. And it would have been hilarious if he had done that when she was the one trying to vote to keep him. But he didn't. He didn't do anything. He said, love y'all or something.
Yeah, love all you humans.
It was the anti-cornbread.
Yeah.
He gave us nothing.
Not the
Nothing.
Nothing.
Cornbread.
Yes. Red was a dud.
Yes.
One of the duddiest duds who ever walked into that house.
Yes.
He gave us nothing. Not one thing. He said
in the turlet.
And that was it.
Turlet.
He gave us turlet.
Yeah. Can you give us one moment from Red this season?
When he made the joke last night about
the hippo and a Zippo.
When he broke up with Cameron in the hot tub. When he wanted to leave because he was worried his girlfriend would break up with him. When he called America fast.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't even on the show.
None of that was on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, if you expect me to know the moments that were on the show, like come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave us this one.
I'm shaking like a chihuahua stuck in an electric fence.
Yeah.
That's important.
What?
Okay. All right.
What are these?
So that they ultimately they gave the speeches. Jag ends up he did reference the quesadilla.
Mimi will kill me if I don't make her that steak that I promised.
Okay.
That almost got him evicted. And he didn't even know.
Like, you can't mess with people's food. You know, I feel like that should be the #1 rule of life, you know?
Honestly.
Well, when you have roommates, yeah.
I'm sorry. I am that petty, just like Mimi. Like, there is nothing worse than going like your whole day, going your whole night. You're like, I can't wait to eat whatever that is that I have in the fridge. And then you get to it and it's gone. I live with a brother who eats any and everything. It scarred me. I hate it. I would have voted him out too for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
And like, that quesadilla didn't even look very good. So imagine getting voted out over that quesadilla of all things. Like, that's brutal. But I think we've probably all had roommates at times that ate our food and you just like fume about it because you're like, oh well, like, oh, it was just leftovers, it's not actually that big of a deal, I probably shouldn't start a real fight over this. But in the back of your mind you're like, oh, and remember that time when you ate all of my salsa and I had none left?
But I guess this is a bad party foul. If you're on the block and it's the day of the vote, you shouldn't eat your roommate's food.
Right. And did they know it was her steak? Did they like know it was her steak?
They were pranking her because she was upset that her steak was gone. She was trying to hide it, and they were playing pranks on her. They were having fun, being goofy. Matt and Jag
was
together.
We're gonna eat her food.
That is not a funny prank.
That is not funny.
Also, but like, most pranks are not funny.
Yeah,
I second that. I second that. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Mari. If my food is gone, I whip out the red bandana. I stand up and I say, "Welcome to my funeral," because you're all dead to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is too much fees talk, but didn't Mimi like throw away like the rotten pineapple or something, like Riley's pineapple? Was that a thing? Was that true? I thought
What
I
happened?
saw somebody say that.
Riley's promised pineapple.
Yeah, Riley's rotten pineapple. Is that an alliance that Matt's in?
I think so.
Next week, Rob.
Yeah.
Next week.
They did it in the episode. They showed it in the episode like weeks ago how like Riley and Jag and Matt had like made this like little pineapple person, and I saw like an update. Maybe people were just messing around on Twitter, but like that Nicole had thrown the pineapple away because it was like rotting and attracting flies. I was like, why would they still have that pineapple? Oh, I hope that's not true.
Reggie the pineapple, is
Reggie
that true?
the pineapple.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So all right. Red, he gets evicted. Cameron and Bowie Jane are the only people that vote to evict Jag by a vote of 2. 8, Red is evicted. He goes out and goes to go with Julie. That they were lingering on Bowie Jane in the house for a long time. I think they thought that maybe she was going to say something, but as per usual, we got nothing.
Bowie gave us more than Red did. Bowie reacted more strongly than Red did, and I'm gonna put my flag right down in the ground and say that Bowie is definitely better casting than Red.
I mean,
the bar is in hell.
Nobody is.
I'm really over here.
Listen,
like, it's close.
You know,
it's like real close.
Yeah, at least we get good things to meme out of Bowie Jane.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Okay. All right. So Julie sits down with Red. Red sits down with Julie. I think Red wanted to hug Julie, and she just was like, "Okay, see, that's your seat over there. Sit down over there." Okay. And then what do you think happened? He talks about Felicia had something to do with it. There was some funny business going on. Can't get much past Red. And he feels most betrayed by Cam, his best friend.
Shouldn't be any surprise. I feel most betrayed by Cam, one of the 2 votes to keep me.
Yeah. And Julie, I feel like she doesn't always do this. She's like, yeah, well, he voted to keep you. So
she should have gone so much further. She was like, why did you believe? Just believe it instead of asking Cam. She should have been like, he didn't throw you under the bus, by the way.
Yeah.
Nothing hurts Julie more than bros that can't stick together, you know?
Maybe, that might be it.
Could be a topic on God 101 this week.
She was not feeling
Just
Red.
wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be about friendship.
She said, all right, well, why didn't you ask Cameron about what was going on? He's like, well, a lot of the things, it seemed like his mannerisms, and he was too irritated. He didn't want to act emotionally. So that's why he couldn't talk to him.
I mean, how could you act emotionally? That would just be, that'd be terrible if you acted emotionally. It's awful.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, didn't Red say something like, oh, when I get upset with people, I just can't even talk to them anymore and I just ice them out?
Yeah, he said I was hot and cold or something.
It's giving Cancer energy, but we know that's not his sign. It's so weird.
He can't even. All right. Oh, sorry. Okay, Red. Hey, we got some big news for you because there is a secret relationship in the house. And Taran's like, I knew it. Yeah, I bet there's a bunch. Like, no, not really.
There's probably several.
I just don't understand how Julie can present this the same way every time, knowing how poorly it like every time it flops. Like, present it a different way, please.
I liked it.
Ask him, who did you trust in the house the most? He would have said Suri. Suri was my person. I trusted her more than anything. What would you say if I told you that Suri had a secret? What?
Yep.
What do you mean? What was Suri's secret? Well, she had a son in the house. It's Jared. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That makes less sense than wiping before you poop.
Who do you think are the secret relationships in the house, Red?
Probably Izzy, Felicia, Jared, Felicia.
Denzel Washington and Felicia.
I think
Yeah,
he was about to
probably
say it.
Izzy, Jared, Felicia. What is that relationship? Are they all like they live on the same block?
I do think he was he was super shell-shocked from being evicted. I don't think that he necessarily knew what Julie was saying. I think he just thought she was talking about like secret alliances because it wasn't set up well. Like he was shell-shocked. She didn't broach it properly. So then he's like, okay, well, who has alliances? Probably these people. And then his answer at least makes a little bit more sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
No, I think that makes sense.
Not a single person has interpreted the question correctly, which is why I am dumbfounded as to how Julie has not changed the wording of the question.
They just let Julie cook. No notes for Julie.
That was some good production there, Taran. Somebody clip what Taran just did and send it to Julie.
Yeah. All right. And so they tell Red, okay, actually, Jared is Cerie's son. How about that?
That's awesome.
Okay. Is it?
He did look shocked though. He was like,
I feel like this soundbite doesn't capture the absolute pain. It was like, you know, the meme of the old guy with the pained face. Like that was like, but with the crying, you know, the crying pained face.
Yeah.
He's like, that's awesome.
Just do that.
So
just
awesome.
open the mouth a little bit, and then you've got it like dead on. That was a very good facial impression. Wow.
Yeah. All right. So we have to talk about our HOH competition because we were all so excited that finally, for the first time in over a month of Big Brother, what is it, Taran? Day 36?
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday is day 37 today.
Day 37. So for the first time all season, we're going to get an HOH competition that is going to play out on the Thursday episode as God intended,
Like
for
the
us
days
to
of
have
old.
an HOH on a Thursday night. And here we go. Get ready for Name That Toot.
Oh god.
And in this competition, we are going to watch clips of our beloved Big Brother 25 cast farting multicolored clouds and have to memorize the order in which the house guests would
Let it rip.
Listen, we've been talking for weeks about the dietary needs of these house guests, and we got to give them more fiber. I think that if they had more fiber, none of this would have happened.
Is that why they made them all have-nots this week?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
Also, like, there's a lot of like scheduling weirdness that we can talk through, but it is Humiliverse week, Mari. That there will be Humiliverse consequences going on all week.
Yeah, weren't we just in the Humiliverse? Wasn't that like that?
Seems like every week is the
That's what it
Humiliverse.
means to watch Big Brother 25. We're all in the Humiliverse.
We're all in the Humiliverse.
Yeah,
and so now everybody's have-nots, and that's kind of not cool. But I think there were no have-nots last week, right? They're like they're a break on have-nots. So it's just funny to me because they're like everybody's a have-not except for Cam, and then Cam kind of like hangs his head. It's like that nobody's cooking for you, Cam. Big Brother just gave the okay for nobody to cook for Cam on his HOH.
That might be the way to stay in the house this week, is to cook for Cam.
We got a lot of unusual clips put together. It seems like clouds of gas were coming from like all sorts of different directions in the photoshops.
This is literally like when I was like in middle school. The boys in my school, when they learned how to edit videos, would make clips like this, and they thought it was the funniest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, well, that's why nobody can ever see our legs on these podcasts. So that's the good thing. Nobody can re-edit any of these and put fart clouds on us.
I mean, but here's the thing: they could just have it coming from any direction of the screen, and it would be.
You wouldn't be able to do it. It can't be done, Kirsten. It cannot be done.
Do it to Rob,
no
please.
possible
Don't
way.
do it to me.
I would very much like to be excluded
Why
from
are you
this
baiting
narrative.
these people?
I will say there is something to me that elevated this from just a mere fart montage.
Yes.
To maybe high art. And watch it, Rob. That to me was the little box in the corner showing the contestants' faces as they did not react at all. No laughing, completely straight-faced, because they're focused on the competition. And so this thing that's supposed to be playing for laughs that is, you know, quite out there, is getting absolutely nothing from the people who are watching it. Like Bowie is the only one that gave them a giggle.
And look how it
everybody else is
impacted
just like
her performance in the competition.
As this plays out, and it's just like the worst possible response, especially to something that is this out there, that is this daring. You don't. There's a reason why there's laugh tracks that exist, right? Like, it was ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Okay, but imagine that competition with a laugh track. It would be so stupid.
So bad.
Like more stupid than it is already.
Than it is, yeah.
So I know from this week's slop with Scally that at least one of the Felicia clips where she's running into the house actually I don't think they needed to do the special effects on that based off of that clip.
I mean, it wasn't actually a colorful cloud. Like,
not sure.
If they were doing it with
sure.
sound effects, like sure, they wouldn't have needed anything.
Yeah.
No, I think if you flash back, you'll see the cloud. I'm pretty sure it was there.
Oh,
We talked about it
and we got the Riley and Felicia today clip in there.
Yes.
I love when I saw that.
That was
so
inspired. Yeah, now that we talk it through, there was actually a couple of good moments.
they
Blue
were
and
good
Jared
clips.
in the bed when and Jared calls her out and wants to know if she did fart. Because,
I mean, Jared must be spiraling after this competition. When all of these women have flatulence.
That's low-key Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what happens when you get ick overload? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right, so the competition is going along. Everybody gets the first couple right, but then we have basically on one of them that almost everybody goes out, and we get down to Izzy and Corey and Cam. Okay. We come down to true or false. There were the red clouds immediately followed by yellow, and Corey and Izzy, they both said one thing, and Cameron, I think, said false. I'm like, all right, well, if Corey and Izzy are both saying the same thing, I feel good that they've got it right. But no, Cameron is the new HOH.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna play the actual response, which was like golf claps.
Yeah, it was like when he won the veto.
Devastated faces.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job of catching everybody's like reactions to that. That was good. I don't know what to do.
And because that's the thing, none of us know what to do, and I feel like I'm seeing a lot of sentiment now online of people starting to turn around, being like, Cameron's an underdog. I'm rooting for Cameron now because he's an underdog. And I'd like to take this moment to remind everybody who's so excited that Cam is an underdog that he's also a certified creep, weirdo, and misogynist.
What are there, 5 people? I didn't see one person saying they were excited that Cam won the HOH.
And it's not.
I think people are excited. I didn't see people saying they were rooting for Cam, but I think I saw people that were excited that he won.
Listen, it's out there. I saw people saying he's my rooting interest now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, not good. I'm not okay with that being the turning tide of BB Twitter. It's not okay.
Yeah, like it's really giving me BB Can 11 flashbacks, and I do not want.
Listen, if you
remind me
you
about
search
BB
hard
Can
enough,
11,
you'll find-
Maury. What part of BB Can 11?
With Ty being like the consensus like house target from like week 4, and then he just comp beasted his way to the end basically and won. And
I mean, there's still a very long way to go in terms of what's going to be going on. But yeah, I can see like why people might not be a Cameron fan, but might be like, all right, well, at least it's not going to be, the foregone conclusion week that we expected. So I think if you're Team Chaos, that I can see why you might be okay with this outcome, even if you're not rooting for Cameron to win the game.
Yeah, it's also easier to win out in BB Can because of how the veto works, because the HOH doesn't plan the veto.
I'm just saying, he's a creep and a weirdo, and nobody should be rooting for him.
Yeah,
and there was celebration like this the last time he won. They're like, oh yes, now everything's gonna change. It's gonna be so different now. And what happened? It did. So I mean, knock on wood. I don't know what this week will bring, but My favorite's pretty good at getting out of slippery spots. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, I'm not worried about her.
Right. And you get to see maybe he's going to screw up his HOH and have another wasted HOH week before ultimately going out of the game. So
Yeah.
I just
we'll
wanted him to go pre-jury. Like,
I
you know, like
know.
there's one statement I've made proudly on this podcast this season is that Cameron Singh is being the worst. And I just don't like seeing him on the feeds or on my screen.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
And we
If
have
only he was
officially
worse at
another week of him.
competitions.
Yeah, if only he was the worst at competitions.
Yeah. And I mean, thrice he was on the block that they could have voted him out. Who was he up against on the block?
It was only twice.
Riley and
Heisam.
And Heisam. Okay.
And then
he made it to Thursday against both of them.
Yeah.
And got 0 votes.
Look, that blame the people in the house.
I'm mad at them too, okay?
Yeah. I mean, people are calling it Heisam's karma. I'm like, chill, y'all. Chill.
I assure
Again,
you.
Cam still has not done anything.
Yeah. Heisam's karma.
Oh, the irony, Big Brother.
Yeah.
The karma of what? Him playing Big Brother and getting voted out? It's y'all chill.
Okay. All right. So we got a little bit of some insight into the week. It's Humiliverse week in the Big Brother house. Okay. So some interesting programming notes. Now, we got our HOH competition here on a Thursday. Taran, they almost never have an episode of Big Brother without a competition on a Sunday. Do we think that there could be some kind of competition that happens in the next 24, 48 hours that'll be in the Sunday episode?
Julie did say that there were going to be Humiliverse competitions. That could just mean the veto is Humiliverse themed, but it's going to be buddy games themed, and I don't know if that's supposed to be humiliating.
Oh, it will be. It will be.
I'm sure it will. But is that supposed to be the brand?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
It's already humiliating for Josh Duhamel. So I mean, like,
no, so I've been doing a lot of buddy games research to get ready to podcast about it. That Jenny, Autumn, and I are going to be ready with your buddy games coverage coming next week. So
he was ahead of the game.
Find a buddy, right?
Yes.
Find a buddy, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
so Wednesday night is going to be a 2-hour episode of Big Brother, which I guess is going to be some kind of extended commercial for buddy games. I'm imagining that not only will people win the veto, Taran, do we think it could be some kind of like the Yankee swap veto this week?
I mean, you've done the research on buddy games. I don't know what we're trying to.
I have a theory.
Arena.
It's buddy game themed. Josh Duhamel's buddy for Humiliverse week? Zingbot, baby.
No, I don't think so. Too early. Anyway, so I think that people are going to get to watch the first episode of Buddy Games and talk about how hilarious it is. I think that might be.
You think we're going to see the whole thing?
No, we're going to see people reacting to
the winner
Buddy
gets a Buddy Games watch party.
Yeah, some kind of Buddy Games. And just that to tell you a little bit about like what Buddy Games is, that Josh Duhamel and his friends
and his buddies
and his real life buddies have for 20 years been having it's sort of like the bro Olympics, and they do it every single summer, and they have since they were in college. Josh Duhamel has produced not one but 2 movies about the Buddy Games concept, which then he licensed to CBS. It's about the idea is like you are like competing with your longtime friends in summer game competitions, like getting hit in the Tendy Wendy's with a paintball gun and trying to not have a big reaction.
Okay, so it is Humiliverse.
Oh,
yes.
God.
Yes.
Hold on. I didn't realize there was real life lore to this.
Yeah, me neither. I'm looking it up right now.
I
feel like I watched
lying.
that movie.
There have been 2 Buddy Games movies.
Oh, 2 games called Buddy Games. Oh, okay.
This makes a lot of sense because I had a crush on Josh Duhamel when I was younger, and it makes sense that there's something really embarrassing about him. So yeah, it adds up.
Yeah. And so I believe Buddy
Wow.
Games is going to be on Thursday nights on CBS starting next week. And so I
Great.
think that we're going to have some kind of like Buddy Games competition. Josh Duhamel is coming to the house. Boy, is this the first time we got a, I mean, what was it in Big Brother 23, Taran? They had a competition. It was like late in the game also that it was like some sort of new like NCIS or CSI was coming. Do you remember
like Final
this?
Five, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I remember
The one Kylan one?
Scorpion was launching on
Scorpion.
on
Scorpion.
CBS. Remember that?
Can't forget MacGyver.
Never
MacGyver.
forget
Yes.
MacGyver.
Yes.
I remember when they did Bros on here and that flop.
That was
Oh, yeah.
only
Yep.
was that only
Yeah.
last summer? Or
That
was
had to have
like-
been last
yeah,
summer.
it's
Yeah.
only a
last
year
summer.
ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did they do? They did Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear
too?
Evan
Yep.
Hansen,
Did
that was
they?
BB23.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah. So
At some point, we're gonna have to do a draft of Big
that'd
Brother
be fun.
sponsored shows and movies.
Yep. Yep. So that's what's coming 2 hours on Wednesday to talk about Buddy Games. And then on Thursday, Julie also said there is going to be a special announcement regarding the jury. Do we have any speculation about what this could be?
Me?
Yes, Mark?
Here, me. 7-person jury is back.
I pray.
Maybe Cam won't make it to jury.
Can we
7-person
light
jury.
some candles? Can we start a prayer circle? Like,
Mhm.
please.
Yeah,
I-
it's kind
like-
of wild on a 17-person cast. to
Exactly.
only have a 7-person
And
jury.
what
It'd be
about
messed up,
it?
to be quite honest, but because I feel like too many people out before jury.
Yeah.
and
Is
it's
there any
kinda
reason
messed
why
up, but-
why it would be, I guess, easier for production because that then they wouldn't have to watch all these people for another 2 weeks? Like that we could like Occam's razor this thing of like, okay, well, there would be like it would be cheaper and easier to not have to have a jury house for 2 additional weeks.
That's true. Oh my god, there'd be another. But that would be another 4 weeks of boots before we get to the jury phase. That
Yeah.
feels wrong. I'm not gonna lie. For
Yeah.
them, for the players. Like I feel bad for the players.
I mean,
because they
Yeah.
don't get to
I
make
mean,
the
who
jury.
says no on this 7-person jury as opposed to a 9-person jury? I mean, that you're going to have like all of the people who are going to be popular are going to be making it towards the end in this big onion alliance. Ultimately, like you can maybe have people in the finale asking questions because you only have 7 people on the jury instead of 9.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm always in favor of a smaller
Who
jury.
says no?
Well,
Kirsten,
maybe
you in?
production. I'm in. I said let's light some candles and start a prayer circle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bam!
Oh yeah, or a jury battle back announcement. That'd be great. I think there has. I've been saying all season. I think there has to be a jury battle back. With the way the
Okay.
schedule's going.
I don't
I
like
see the
battle
chat
battles.
is talking about maybe America, not the person, but the entity, getting a vote
do that.
potentially in this jury.
Mm-mm.
Could
Might be
you
a
imagine
little
if-
Don't do
unfair. Like,
if America was supposed to be on the jury, going out in 11th place, and then they replaced America with America's vote?
That'd be so bad.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Don't let us vote. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Could you
It's
imagine
bad.
Do it with the
Suri
public
makes it to
vote.
the final 2, and then also America gets a vote? Like with
Sheree
this-
doesn't need the help. She's fine.
Mhm.
it's like just in case. We can't take any chances. we told the executives we're getting Suri the win. Okay, gotta be careful. Okay.
What
All
if they
right.
do the inverse and it's an 11-person jury?
Oh my God.
was
that
too
means
late
that
for
means
that.
jury would start. No, that means it would start this week. That means
Mhm.
whoever goes this week would be the first person.
Well, but there's only 12 people left, right?
No, it's 4. Is it 12? I thought it was 13 people left.
There
right?
were 13, and then Red left.
Then Red left. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Mhm.
You're right.
Yeah.
Boo.
Okay. So 10
Youth.
people plus America, the country. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
maybe that's the announcement. You've made jury.
Yeah, that could be it. And thanks, I hate it. That's horrible.
All right.
The jury
Let's
verdict.
start to incorporate some questions here from the chat as we go along. And let me then also just mention that our tickets are on sale for our first live event on the West Coast since 2020, as we're going to be at the Brea Improv for 2 nights, Wednesday, November 1st. And Thursday, November 2nd, back to back, we will be doing our Survivor show Wednesday night and our Big Brother show on Thursday night, November 2nd, the final week of Big Brother 25. Tickets are available. Go to robbinswebsite.com/SurvivorLA or robbinswebsite.com/BBLA for the Big Brother tickets. Okay. Should be a lot of fun coming up for our show in Los Angeles. Okay, let's see if we got some questions. Okay, from our good friend Sophie Bradinsky. First off, she says we have a new head of the Mojo Dojo Casa House. Okay, that is Cam. Okay, not Ken. Then instead of an HOH robe, should he get like the fur coat?
Don't give him anything
No?
special.
Nothing.
Don't
All
give
right,
that man
nothing.
special
Nothing.
treatment.
Okay. But Sophie also wants to know, is America or Jared in more danger? Is Jared in danger this week?
I don't think he is. I mean, ask Taran, but I thought Jared did a good job of like kind of cleaning that up with him.
So Jared did set this up to be Felicia's fault.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that it will land. You know, like, again, theoretically, anything can happen. The thing is, if this does, because they will try to make it fall on Felicia. They'll try to make it fall on Jag. They'll try to make it fall on Matt. They'll try to make it fall on Corey and America. If it falls on Felicia, that's probably it for Felicia. If it falls on Jag and Matt, that's probably it for Jag and Matt. If it falls on Corey or America, they're going to spill everything. And that could change everything. And so many things could happen.
Okay. I mean, after all this, is there a group of people that would work with Cam? Like, actually?
I think Jag, if all the information comes out, I think Jag would work with Cam. I think that Matt would work with Cam because he already is fake working with Cam. I think Corey and America would plug their nose and work with Cam if they needed to. Not for long term. I mean, this is very much like a Frank situation, where it's like, you know, we just have to deal with it until we can get rid of him, because there are bigger fish to fry. And he's winning, but there are people who would be willing to short-term work with him, I think.
Okay. All right. Big Cat wants to know, what are the chances Cam's evictee gets back in the house again due to Julie's jury announcement on Thursday? Mari, do you think that there's a chance that the announcement is that the person who is leaving is going into some sort of battle back?
With Cam's bad HOH luck, that is quite possible. And it would be very hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I love jury battlebacks. I don't care. I love them. I do.
They're awful.
I do.
They're the worst.
I was perfectly fine with Victor coming back for a third time or however many times it was. Like, I know it like breaks the game because they were like talking, if they got a chance to talk, blah blah blah, or they just get sent right back. But I like it. I feel like, I mean, for a brief second, you have the brief hope that they're gonna change it. They're gonna change the course of the game. They're gonna do it, and then they don't. But you have that brief hope.
Yeah.
Listen,
remember how excited we were Friday night with Jag coming back in for 10 minutes?
That's because it was pre-jury.
Well, and imagine if this shakes out, Cameron targets Jag, Jag is voted out, and then Jag comes back in the house. You can't get him.
Like King Kaser.
I'm on board.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Scott Ring has a question. Will anyone tell Cam he was the original target last week? Okay. So Cameron did go up on the block. He was the original target, but does anybody who knows that information, are they likely to tell him?
Corey and America 100% will, if they're feeling pressure, that they might go up. I don't know that Felicia would if she's the target. I assumed Jag would last time he was targeted, and he didn't. You would think he wouldn't just do the same thing he did last time and get evicted again, and that he would say something, but this is Jag we're talking about, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do we want to put a stake in the ground of who Cameron's nominees are going to be?
I'll put a double stake in the ground, I guess, because the move I think that the smart move that I think he would be willing to make if he's not missed it, if he's not, controlled, would be Felicia and Izzy. Now, if he gets control, I think he'll do Jag and Blue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Felicia on the block would be wild.
I would love to see it, honestly.
It's too soon. I'm not ready.
Mm-hmm.
I just love her so much.
Yeah. Felicia and Izzy, is that what you said, Mari?
Yep.
Okay. Boy. I mean,
okay, I want Taran to get some sleep, you know? Like that won't happen if that's on what's happening on the block.
I can't believe that Suri is gonna let that happen. Not on her watch.
I have a feeling it could end up being the Blue America noms that have been discussed before.
Yeah.
That's how I feel in my heart.
If Matt and Jared have like a lot of sway with Cam, then that could be the noms.
Yeah.
They could push it. I do think that before America goes up, she spills all. And I don't know what that does to the noms, but
who knows what it could do, right? Like, I feel like Cameron is so set up to not believe what America tells him, especially if he thinks she's only saying it because she's in trouble, right? So, like, she could do everything right, and he still might just not believe her because he has it out for her.
Okay.
Well, who knows?
All right. One more question. Mr. Mike Bravo says, how will all these people on Slop affect the game? Is there any way that we think that have-nots, Slop, have-not room, could that affect anything?
Will they be too tired to do all this nonsense?
As somebody who had to specifically just watch the feed the day that everybody was tired and hungry and suffering from the effects of a full moon, this could be a crazy week, a wild week, should I say, with Cam being HOH and everybody being sleep deprived, hungry, and cold. We're in for a wild week. Yeah.
Okay. Taran, you ready for this?
I'm always ready.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see what happens. Anything else from the Big Brother multiverse tonight? All right. Well, we will tell you about what else is coming up before we pick things up on Friday. We've got a brand new Survivor 45 cast. Mike Bloom and I got together to react to the announcement of the Big Brother 45 cast. We'll have our first tribe preview, which we spent a good chunk of today recording. That should be out on Friday for the first of our 3 tribe previews. Mike Bloom has extensive interviews with each of the 18 new Survivor players. I've crossed over in the multiverse. And you can hear them on Rob Has a Podcast. Okay. Then you can check out every single day. Chappelle and myself are getting together to talk about an episode of Suits on Suits Yourself. You can jump in anytime at suitspodcast.com. Then we've also got, Kirsten, what's going on in the mess magnets?
Sasha and I had a great episode this week. We talked about the Joe Jonas, Sophie Turner divorce. We talked about Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. We talked about the Jimmy Fallon expose that the Rolling Stone posted today.
Yes.
And we had a really fun anonymous too. So people should definitely check it out if they haven't already. We talk about pop culture, celeb gossip, trending topics every single week.
Okay. Yeah. What was the worst breakup? Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner or Cam and Red?
I personally was rooting for Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner a lot more than I've rooted for Cam and Red in the past. So,
okay, all right. Then Mari, the telemarketers. I've heard amazing things about the telemarketers doc.
Yes, me and Sarah covered the telemarketers doc with a really like prominent documentary director. He directed the documentary Tickle, which is actually about competitive tickling. But anyways, it was
Get in the tickle trunk.
I think I've seen a Riverdale episode about that.
So it was really fun because he broke down the documentary from a directing standpoint, and the telemarketers is a documentary that takes place over like 15 to 20 years, talking about the inside look at like telemarketing and how it's become like so persuasive in our society, and how like bad it is. All those scams. Exactly. It was really fun. It's a really fun time.
Who has a better mustache, the telemarketers guy or Corey?
Oh, definitely the telemarketer guy. It was like this, and it stayed like that over like 15, 20 years. He kept it well moisturized. I don't know. He kept it. He did it really well. So
it was on point.
Go to crime scene, Robin's website.com/crime feed to subscribe.
Yes. Okay. And then we're gonna start calling people and tell them to listen to Crime Scene. Okay. All right.
Please.
Yes, it's not a scam. All right. And then Taran, you and I are going to get together on Friday for the BB Q&A. We'll take your questions, talk about what Cam is going to start looking to do with his nomination. So patrons, you can call in and talk to us then if you want to jump on with us. robiswebsite.com/patron. You can also get all of the rest of our patron content for this week. We had the slop with Scally on Monday. Shannon talked to us on the recap, and Jacob Jones joined me on the feedback this week. So it was a jam-packed week over on the Patron podcast feed. So you get all that exclusive content and more at robbinswebsite.com/patron. Of course, make sure you subscribe to all of our podcast feeds at robbinswebsite.com/subscribe. And tomorrow morning, Taran is going to be back. It'll be a Puya Friday, and Taran will find out what Cam is thinking for his nominations.
Should be informative.
Okay. Be sure to check that out live, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube so you know whenever we've got some live shows coming your way. Okay. Mari, what else is going on for you?
I was just recently over on the Reality Kingdom with Lee and Pharaoh talking a little bit of Big Brother. It was really fun stopping off over there with them. So you can go check that out by going to YouTube and the Reality Kingdom. Also just, chilling. Wrestling is on hiatus. So you can just follow me at Mari Talks Too Much on Twitter, and anything else I'm doing, I'll post there. So that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, great work tonight here with us on the recap, Mari. Kirsten, what's coming up for you?
I obviously check out Mess Magnets, as I already said, and then follow me everywhere at Kirsten Said What, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, all of it. Thank you. Smooches.
Smooches. Yes. Okay. All right, Kirsten, great job tonight, and hope that this HOH is going to be okay for you.
I pray.
Okay. And then Taran, what else is coming up for you?
Find me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong, where we go bam.
Bam!
Okay.
They go bam, but
My new
no
favorite
ha-has.
Yes.
It's like a video game character.
All right. Well, Taran, hope that these Big Brother contestants get to their business early tonight and give you a chance to recuperate for the live feed update on Friday. Thank you all so much for joining us here tonight for a lively recap from Thursday night's eviction. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.